America's Undersecretary of State for Politics, Victoria Nuland, coming to India. What was the purpose of this visit? For this, we need to take a step back and understand what is happening on the world theater. I know DGA has not been on. It is going to resume this week. In fact, at 6 p.m. tonight, you're going to be having episode 401 or 402, whatever was the last number. And what we are going to talk about today is the reason for Victoria Nuland's visit. You may remember that last week, Donald Lu, another undersecretary, had also come. And clearly, there is some shift happening in terms of what we are seeing on the ground in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. India has a problem in that some of the Russian equipment is extremely good, like the S-400. However, the T-90 tanks have been badly exposed in Russia's conflict with Ukraine. So India needs to change that. India needs to upgrade its equipment. So India is now on a shopping spree. What is India doing? India needs to get some new state-of-the-art weaponry so that it is ready for China. We still don't know where China is going to lash out, whether it's going to be at Taiwan or at Arunachal Pradesh, because one of these two has to happen, because Xi Jinping cannot stay in power unless he reasserts himself amongst the Politburo of the Chinese Communist Party. So that is the long-term effect. So there is some conflict coming. So India is preparing as heck. In fact, it is on a buying spree. However, the size of India's market requirement is so big that India will perhaps request whoever is the seller to indigenize the product, help India make it on its own. So first buy and then afterwards, make it on its own, so it is not dependent on any other country. So all these things are now happening, and I think Victoria Nuland is here to try and see if she can help navigate this process to make sure that the United States suppliers feel confident that India has the wherewithal to deal with getting in some of this new technology and how it can indigenize all that stuff. So she is not only meeting the head of state, like, perhaps there'll be a equivalent contemporary of hers in the external affairs that she might meet, and so on and so forth. But more importantly, she is going to be talking to some tech companies, young tech CEOs, because I think the idea is, if United States decides to come and start giving some technology where initially there'll be buy and then afterwards indigenize it, customize it, make it on your own in India. So this two-step process, everything has to be thought through. It is what I'm hearing is that she is in India to try and gauge how ready India is to take all the stuff that might come its way so that it can indigenize maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road. But clearly there is a timeline in mind that the US wants to operate. And I think US and India have a broad agreement that this is the way forward that's going to happen. This is what I'm reading from reliable sources. India on its own has taken the BrahMos to a new level. It is believed to be testing a Mach 5 version, which means 5 times the speed of sound, to try and see if hypersonic technology is something that India can also be proud of. It is basically a deterrent to Chinese Mach 6, Mach 7. They claim that they have higher speed. In fact, they even tested one. We all talked about it a few months ago. You may remember the episodes that we were talking about. Anyway, long story short, where is this headed? It is looking very, very likely that United States and India might be working closer together. You'll start seeing more armament stuff coming India's way. That actually raises the bar. A lot of other ancillary industries will come up in India: tooling, machining, specific weapon related stuff, computerization, all sorts of stuff that's going to happen. So I think that this is a very important moment in history where United States and India are going to work even more closer. How India is going to wean itself off of the crude oil of Russia, I don't know, but it is believed that the end to the Russian-Ukraine conflict is not very far. Victoria Nuland is visiting Qatar, India, Sri Lanka and Nepal. We all know what happened in Nepal and Sri Lanka. Both places became very dependent on China. This may be a point where Nuland may tell them, listen, your neighbor is better equipped to deal with China. You may want to reconsider your alignments. So this will be a reinforcement of what India has been trying. It has been successful with Sri Lanka. Some steps have been taken with respect to Nepal that might start taking momentum. Remember, importantly, she is not going to Pakistan. So, a lot of significance attached to this visit. How it fructifies, we'll have to wait and see. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.